Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or for some, back to my channel. I have quite a bit of new subscribers here and I'm very happy you're here. And I know my video on bathing my baby with apple cider vinegar is what brought a lot of you here. So I thought I would do a little Q&A regarding a lot of the questions, comments, and assumptions that people had based off of that video. So I hope this can clear up a lot for those of you who were genuinely curious and wondering. For those that came to argue, I don't have anything for you. You mad? Stay mad. To answer the question, why? The short answer is I've adapted the mentality. If I cannot put it in my mouth, if I cannot consume it, I do not want it on my body. And the reason for that is because our skin is our body's largest organ, and anything we put on our skin ultimately seeps into it and gets into our bodies. So whatever I'm putting on my skin, essentially I'm eating that. And it did not sit right with me to keep lathering soaps and body washes and lotions and creams all over our bodies that we would not be able to safely consume. It doesn't sit right with me, and that is when I went into research mode and started looking into ingredients in soaps and what is soap made out of, and I looked into the natural ones and the ones that I was using, and I made a decision for me and my babies that we would not need soap any longer. Now, I am a very hygienic person, so I was thorough when it came to researching and making sure that we're clean. When I first started, I did apple cider vinegar, and then I followed up with Castile soap, not the Dr. Bronner's, the purest, cleanest Castile soap that I could find, and I used that for a few months until I started reading more into the ingredients there, and it just still wasn't sitting right. This is something that I'm using every single day on our skin, on every bit, every part of our body. I'll say that, every part of our body, and it's not something consumable. I just want it to be as organic and as natural as possible. And I just found a lot of information on soap. And after that, I did away with the Castile soap. I started using coconut oil in its place. And if you know about coconut oil and how oil has properties to cleanse. So the areas that were the most concerning for me, I made sure that we could thoroughly be clean everywhere using apple cider vinegar, coconut oil. Tried, tested, true, never been cleaner, skin never been healthier. So that is the why. Okay, I'm just gonna go down the list and hit the ones that were asked the most often, okay? In the video where I showed how I bathed my baby with no soap, his skin was a little bit discolored in that video. He was about 3 months there, and he was coming off of a really bad eczema cradle cap outbreak. And if anybody knows eczema, you know that there is discoloration associated with eczema. So he was a little bit discolored in that video due to eczema. Now, since then, his skin has largely improved. He's doing a lot better. We're still coming up. We're still healing a little bit, especially like in the arms and the back of the neck. But other than that, we're healing up nice. We're smooth. We're good. We're good. A lot of people assume that apple cider vinegar did that, and that is not the case at all. I have not stopped bathing him in apple cider vinegar since then, and it's not the reason for the discoloration. Okay. Next thing is, his pediatrician does know that I bathe him in apple cider vinegar and everything that I use to treat his skin. They have no problem with it at all. There are no concerns there. They don't, oh, make sure, oh my gosh, it's acidic. Oh, they don't freak out at all. The next concern or question is that the acidic nature of apple cider vinegar being harmful for his skin. Apple cider vinegar is mildly acidic when it is diluted properly. I dilute, standard dilution for me, there are many ways to dilute it. You can dilute it to your liking and your comfort, but standard for me is 4 cups of water to 1/4 cup of vinegar. Even when I first started him, I did less than that. A lot of you are so concerned, he's so little, oh my gosh, it's so acidic, you're burning his skin, you're changing his color. It's actually great for balancing pH in skin and preserving our body's natural biome, not eating up good bacteria like some of you assume, not depleting his immune system. It's actually boosting immune system because its pH, it preserves our body's natural biome. Soap and the contents of soap, all soap is what's going to actually strip our body of its natural biome. So this is not an educational video because my channel is just not about educating people on what I do. It's just about sharing what I do, why I do it, practices, things of that sort. So I will give a little bit here and there, but as far as making informational videos where I'm going in detail explaining all my research, I'm not gonna be doing that, but I am happy to answer any questions. So no, it's not harsh on his skin. It does not burn his skin or eyes because it is diluted so much. It does not burn his eyes. I tested, tried and true. This is something that I did, I tested, I tried before introducing it to my baby. My apple cider vinegar in my showers is a little bit more potent, not as diluted, but still safely diluted. He does not bathe every day. He bathes between 1 and 3 times a week, depending on the week. Now, I use coconut oil all the time on him, so it's very cleansing. So I don't need as many baths as I would if I was using lotion like I did in the past with my other kids when they were babies before I knew better. You're gonna need to bathe the baby because the lotion and the milk that's in here, the coconut oil is so cleansing. I use coconut oil, I use jojoba oil. Oil is cleansing, so I don't need to bathe him as often. For the question of if I also do this, I kind of already answered that, but yes, I also bathe in apple cider vinegar and coconut oil. I shower in it. It's called oil cleansing. And get you a white towel and test the difference between soap, apple cider vinegar, soap, coconut oil, and you will see the difference. It is very cleansing to the whole entire body, and you get out and you're moisturized. It's a win-win. Another concern a lot of people have is the smell, and I also was concerned about the smell. When starting this, I was like, okay, but I don't want to smell sour. Like, I want to smell fresh. I want my kids to smell fresh. And the answer is, when the apple cider vinegar is diluted, it is way more mild in smell than it is when you just smelling it straight. Secondly, because it is diluted, the smell dissipates or leaves quickly. Doesn't stick to your skin, doesn't stick to the air. You're not gonna smell like apple cider vinegar. Your house is not gonna smell sour like apple cider vinegar. He still has the baby smell. If you're pressed for Johnson & Johnson Baby Magic smell, I love it too, I get it. You could always dab a little bit on the outside of the clothes. So put a little on your hands and just dab it on the outside of the clothes if you really want that baby lotion smell. But as far as the baby smell, he still has the baby smell. He does not smell like vinegar. He smells very fresh, very clean all the time. Are you done? Are you all done? She's so cute. For people who are concerned that the apple cider vinegar took his hair out, again, that is not true. He had a little bit of hair when he was born, which is different than my other 2 kids. They both were born with full heads of hair. He only had a little bit of hair when he was born, and then as I said, he got cradle cap. And I don't really know why he got cradle cap or where it came from, and nor did his pediatrician. But the cradle cap is what actually took the little bit of hair he had out, and all he had left is like this little mohawk piece right here. But now, if you can see, it's growing back so nicely, and I accredit that to jojoba oil. No, apple cider vinegar did not take his hair out. No, apple cider vinegar is not changing the color of his skin. It's mild. It is not harming him in any way, shape, or form. It's only benefiting. You want a toy? Even the soaps marketed for babies, marketed for sensitive skin, marketed all natural, still contain that soap component, which still contains certain toxins, certain chemicals that are not safe for consumption. So I don't want them on our skin. For the assumption that I am scared of chemicals and trying to run away from all chemicals, that is simply not true. It is impossible to do that, and I'm not a person that lives in fear. My goal is to minimize the toxic load in our own home. Okay, so things that I can do to minimize the toxins that I expose to my children and myself on a daily basis, that's what I'm all about. It's really big for me in the things that we consume or use daily or continuously. So our hygiene products, cleaning products, certain ingredients in the foods that we eat, those are the things that are more that I focus on, that are the most pressing for me at this point in time. Later on, that might increase to something else, but right now those are my main focuses. Because I'm not going to wear myself out trying to eliminate all the toxins in the whole entire world that we're exposed to. It's just not feasible, and it's not healthy because we do need a level of immunity as well. So small changes go a long way in terms of health and wellness. So minimizing or eliminating certain things, it might seem like, oh, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal, and it does make a big difference. I also do not believe when you're making changes and you're going the natural route and you're trying to be more mindful, that it's all or nothing. So some people have pointed out, well, if you're gonna be worrying about that, then you need to not bathe them in a plastic basin, all that. Like, it's not all or nothing. And we all do what we know best with information that we know, with the resources that we have, and what we're most compelled to do. So I make those changes in what I'm most compelled to make the changes in. I made it a point to not try to everything all at once. I started with just one thing at a time and added on until I got to a space that I feel comfortable with where we're at in terms of our toxic load in our home. And what apple cider vinegar I use any brand that is 100% organic, with the mother, pasteurized, all natural. I'm not pressed about Bragg's or any specific brand. The coconut oil that I use, again, is not specific to any brand. I use any coconut oil that is organic, 100% cold pressed, and the main thing is it's unrefined coconut oil. You want to definitely make sure that it's unrefined, because if it is refined, then it contains bleach and other toxins and chemicals. So you want to get unrefined coconut oil. It has a slight coconut smell and taste to it. That is what we use on our skin. As far as what we use to moisturize, I use coconut oil mixed with apple cider vinegar for my older two, because they had some symptoms of eczema when they were little, and that's the only thing that's given us lasting results. You know, I was on the steroid creams before I knew better. Once I looked into the steroid creams and its long and short-term effects, I was like, absolutely not. Cold turkey, stopped that and found a natural replacement. For baby boy, I was using coconut oil for moisturizing him, but now after he gets out of his bath, I will moisturize him with jojoba oil and vegetable glycerin together. I was recently told in a natural shop near my home that chamomile is also good for eczema, so I'm going to look into that and possibly add that to his skincare regimen as well. You losing it? I'll share videos here and there of other things that we do, that we use to stay as natural as possible. I am not against medicine. It's just not my first go-to. Natural is always best for me. It's always my first go-to, and that's the route that I will always take if I can. Well, I think that's all the main questions that I've seen. One thing I do notice about natural remedies is that they take longer sometimes to see the results, whereas if you just jump to like a steroid cream or something that's going to knock something out, yeah, it'll knock it out, but you're going to have to live a life on it, and you're going to build a reliance for it, and they're going to up the dosage, because that's just how they work. That's just the nature of medication. So yeah, it has taken time. It takes time, and I celebrate the small victories, but we've came a long way. Again, I do have a little bit of work to do still, and natural is the way to go for me. I'm not judging anybody that chooses to use soap or medicine or anything. This is just the route that I love, I deem best, safest, and I feel the most comfortable with it. I am really big on doing what I feel comfortable with, what I feel peace about. Okay, so if I don't feel peace about something in every area of life, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, see you in the next video.